What's shaking, everyone? Welcome back to hot Prince Sultan Air Base. Thanks for stopping by for another Smokin' Phoenix and the Chief episode. I'm your host, Sergeant Stanford. General Walker and Chief Chadick, aka your Phoenix and Chief, will be discussing lots of important information. Let me first say thank you to everyone who has continued to support us the last 2.5 months. It's been a crazy ride. We couldn't do this without you all. Over to you, General Walker.
Hey, I'm going to pitch it straight to the Chief about talking about the Town Hall recap.
Hey, sir, thanks a lot. So here's a little wrap up for the town hall. If you didn't get to see it, I won't run it. No spoiler alerts, but here's some things we talked about. We talked about the DFAC. We talked about the differences in our DFAC compared to other DFACs around the AOR. We talked about the food that we're serving here and how we have choices, but maybe lack a little bit in variety, and that's okay. We talked a little bit and touched on resiliency. The term we kind of refer to around here is grit, because we got that sandy grit walking around in our shoes and our socks and between our toes. And I'm telling you, that kind of stuff pays off. We also leaned in and we discussed quite a bit of the COVID protocols that we're using here in our quarantine and our isolation areas. We tied it up in a nice little bow about when we have forces coming in and when we have forces leaving, without giving out any dates. But we talked about how we're trying to stage the calendar and work toward a suitable solution for everyone.
Hey, Amanda, if somebody wanted to review that, is there a place on the portal where they could do that?
Yeah, so we have it on the public share drive. Go onto your computer, open your folders, PSAP shares, public, and then under public affairs products.
Okay, sweet. So another thing that we're going to do that's going to affect the whole base is going to be we will publish a revised set of community standards. Here's the big news that will have. 1, you can continue wearing floppy hats. 2, ball caps you cannot wear. So on the 1st of June, it's patrol caps only. If you deployed here with only a ball cap, you can continue to wear your ball cap until you redeploy. And talk to your replacements and tell them not to bring ball caps. It should be a patrol cap and floppy hat only base for U.S. Air Force personnel starting the 1st of June. The other thing that will start on the 1st of June is in the gym, we will only be wearing service-specific PT gear. You'll remember that we were going to do that on the 1st of April. We stopped that based on the stop forward movement and the replacements getting pushed to the right. That has extended us for about 60 days. 60 days from the 1st of April is the 1st of June. We will implement that guidance starting on the 1st of June, and you will be turned away if you go to the gym on the 1st of June and you're not wearing service-specific PT uniforms.
Absolutely. So, boss, hey, let's go ahead and make our way out to vehicle maintenance. There's a lot of things going on out there in the Ops-Town vehicle maintenance yards, and we can see those cats and kittens out there, and they're the ones that keep us rolling and moving in our vehicles.
Eastbound and down, let's roll. Here we are, we're out in the 4K shelter out by the flight line in Ops-Town with the vehicle maintainers. So this is a new shelter for you cats, is that true?
Yes, sir. We moved in 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
To establish a permanent location for us.
But okay, so what are we working on here today?
Today we have a R11 that needs a meter calibration. So we borrowed this master meter from the deed, and you hook the truck up to the master meter, rotate 1,000 gallons, and that meter has to be plus or minus 5 of this meter.
I see. So to paint the picture for everybody here, we got a thing that is hooked up to the truck on the back end of the truck, and then that hose, that's what, about a 3-inch hose?
It's 2.5.
2.5-inch hose on the back that's hooked into the back of the truck, and then another hose that hooks on the other end of this contraption to the front of it, and you're going to cycle gas
Through the truck.
from the truck through the contraption back into the truck.
Yes, sir.
And the truck is going to take a measurement of 1,000 gallons, and we should have 1,000-gallon measurement on the contraption.
Yes, sir.
And that's how we're QA/QCing that the truck is right.
Right.
Is that good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first thing we got to do is start up the truck.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you do here, brother?
So I'm the C-shred here. Sergeant Chase is the A-shred. He's the refueling mechanic and the fire truck mechanic. I'm the material handling equipment mechanic.
Okay.
So the K loaders, your forklifts, baggage conveyors, staircase trucks, all that.
Okay, good deal. So we're not working on that today, but it's important to know that our airmen out here are brilliant technicians. They're talented in their craft, and they're doing multiple things to keep this base running and keep combat air power flying and projecting the wonderful wings that the Air Force has. What we're going to do here, we're going to turn this on.
Yes, sir. He's turning the truck on. He's getting it into the configuration mode to be able to pump fuel.
Okay.
And basically, we're just going to complete this loop and pump 1,000 gallons and make sure that both meters read the same. Plus,
and we're allowing the general to be part of this. He's a fighter pilot, not a fuels guy.
Correct.
So, all right. Well, we should probably ops check that.
So to give you guys a idea of how quickly this is happening, you can hear the clicks. Each click is a gallon. So imagine if we were pumping nice, cold, sweet tea, how much sweet tea we would have.
Well, we'll walk back over to the truck, and when you hit 1,000 gallons, hit the center button on the throttle. We're at 1,010 on the meter for the calibration meter, and we at 113 on our truck. So we're plus or minus 5. We're in our parameters.
1,010, 1,013.
Yes, sir.
So we're good.
We're good.
This truck's good.
It's good to go.
All right, so now,
You shut this off.
do I need to turn that off first?
It doesn't matter. So you close your vent valve, 2.5 inch, and then you can jump up in the truck, put it in neutral first, and then flip the pump. And you can shut the truck down.
You knew it was going to happen. All right, let's go ask these cats for Amanda and Sand, Amanda. See if they got anything they want me to fix. All right, gang. We got. What questions you got for me? Chief Select Cardona. You must have a Man in the Sand question.
I don't know. What's on your brain today, sir? What can you impart upon my team?
So here's what I worked on right before I came out here, gang. I am working transition plan, and I'm making sure that all of the paperwork gets sewed up for our rotation as we get out the door. Here's what I don't want to have happen. I don't want people to go, it's all right, I don't need an LOE. That's BS, because you're going to want all the stuff that you've done here to make sure that it gets captured to go into your OPR or EPR when you get back home. Awards, decorations, handoff material to the next line of leadership for the senior NCOs that are here. That's kind of that's where I'm starting to focus. And I know that you guys are keeping the trains running on time and keeping the trucks pumping accurately, and keep doing that. But for the leadership, my message is make sure that we got all the documentation right so that we can hand it off and we get the proper documentation back into home station commanders' hands, so that we don't lose the numbers, because the numbers you guys are turning out here are pretty awesome. And there's one time in your life you're going to be able to say that I have stood up a base in the middle of the desert, and that's this one. So make sure that that's accurately captured. Second thing I would say is it's about to get busier. So I know you guys are keeping the trucks moving. We've been in a little bit of a lull, right? The lull is going to end. So we'll get back to more robust ops, both AMC-wise and with fighter jets, and that's a good thing. So, away we go. We'll have a little bit more sound of freedom, because, nothing says freedom like a couple afterburners going overhead, right? Did that prompt any thoughts? Anything you want to ask? Chief.
So with the new airframe that we have on the ground with F-15s, what's the operational capability? What are we supporting here that's out on that ramp? What are they able to do as far as a mission set and in the theater?
Yeah, so our mission set actually transcends the airframes that we are flying. We have reassurance to our Saudi partners as well as other allies and partners in the region. We're reinforcing deterrent measures against Iran and malign actors in the region. And this is not part of the mission, but it perks all of us up when we're actually projecting air power in combat operations.
As you can see, it gets pretty warm inside this facility. A few of us have noticed the aircraft maintenance LAMs out on the flight line have air conditioning units. Just curious on the feasibility of getting some of that love for over here for the vehicle management flight.
Yeah, so that's a great question, and the answer is those air conditioning units are based on an aircraft requirement, not on personnel requirements. It's actually a pretty complicated system that we're putting in there with generators and the AC units, and the reason why is there are certain aircraft that we have in the inventory that require special climate control to be able to do maintenance on them, and that's what's driving the requirement to have those air conditioning units hooked up to the LAMs.
Roger that. Thank you, sir.
You bet. All right, close us out, Amanda.
Thank you guys so much for letting us come out here and for the information. Man in the Sand questions are always welcome. Feel free to shoot them to PA and we'll get them answered for you. Stay tuned for the next episode, Wednesday, May 20th. Whew, guys, it's end of May almost already. Stay sandy and stay safe.